Alright, in case you guys have been living underneath a rock, Barack Obama won president last night. President Obama. Yay! Alright, well this is Wake Up Albany.
Welcome.
I'm Janae Palmieri.
I'm John Diaz.
I'm Mike Wolf.
I'm Jessica Hoffman.
And I'm Tammy Landau.
And I'm Joe Bonilla.
And we're coming to you live from the Fireside Lounge above the Campus Center. We are the new cast of Wake Up Albany. We'll be recording live to you guys Monday through Thursday at 9:30, and we'll be discussing events not only on campus, but with the world around you. And focusing on the election is the main event that we'll be talking about today.
Ladies and gentlemen, our new president is Barack Obama.
Unless you haven't heard.
I am very, very happy with that selection, actually.
Did you guys think he was really going to win in such a big landslide?
Yeah, I think so. You know, it was pretty clear, pretty early in the night.
I always thought it was going to be so close.
Did you?
Yeah. Right from
With
the
the swing
beginning.
states?
Yeah.
I don't know. I remember Clinton, I think, what was it, in 94? He was like expected to.
Maybe 92.
92, or whichever election it was. He wasn't expected to win at all, and then he came out as like the underdog and won, and like I thought that maybe that could have been it. Maybe they were expecting Obama to win, and then he was going to come in, and then McCain was just going to take over. Or maybe the people supporting Obama were more the youth, and maybe they weren't going to go out and vote as likely as, you know, the elder.
I think that after us seeing what happened with Gore and Bush, and we were in high school during those times, that now it was like our time to change. It was our time to show something, you know, bring about a youth, you know. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Well,
I think part of it, like you had, I know, certain people I know, part of the absentee ballots were not really counted in, or they weren't able to get them. So I mean, that kind of parlayed into it, but it really didn't seem to be that much of an impact last night.
Yeah.
So.
Well, clearly, I mean, what was it? Seven of the states, or Ohio, Obama won 50-48, and that's 20 electoral votes there. That's a key state, as well as California, which is 55 electoral states, just key states like that. And Nevada, New Mexico, Colorado, Ohio, Iowa, Florida, Virginia, all those states that voted Republican in 04 for Bush, they changed and to Obama, and that just goes to show that his slogan of change really, really impacted this country.
I think the bigger thing to look at is it possibly the change for the country. Like, typically over the Bush years, you saw most of the country was red.
Yeah.
You saw a lot of it, especially in the East Coast, up above North Carolina, the Research Triangle.
All of New England.
Yeah, all through New England, through the Great Lakes, you saw basically it turned more blue. You saw states such as Indiana, who haven't voted Republican in 44 years, basically see the wave of change. So.
Kind of like they're talking about Virginia becoming a purple state now. Because,
a purple state?
Yeah. Well, because it's blue and red, so now,
Well, right now I kind of feel bad for McCain and Arizona. That was the biggest shock to me, actually. Can you imagine waking up in the morning knowing that the state you live in didn't vote for you?
Almost.
Yeah, almost. At the end of the day, it was still a blue state.
And even in his, when he was, congratulating Obama in his speech last night, said, it's not you guys who failed, it's me. And could you imagine, like, my heart would be broken if that was me in that case, definitely.
Well, what about Barack's speech? You guys think it was really good?
Oh my God, yes.
I seemed very genuine.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a Martin Luther King Jr. speech.
Yeah. His daughter, Martin Luther King's daughter, was actually being I don't remember exactly what news station. She was at a church. She's a reverend. His daughter is a reverend, and she was making a speech, and she said something like, my father, like if only he saw what he had done, from that speech of I Have a Dream to Barack Obama becoming president.
Yeah.
So
Yes, I can, right?
Yeah, yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
As far as Barack's speech went, he also said, for those of you who did not vote for me, I hear your voice. Those of you that did not support me, I hear your voice, and I need your help as your president. And he's basically saying, a country divided, we have
divided we fail.
Exactly. So he's trying to just say, everybody, we need to become united, and what a better way than making history last night with first African-American president.
Did anybody see McCain's speech last night?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, it was probably one of the best speeches he gave out in the whole campaign.
Yeah.
He delivered it very well.
So bad for him.
No, I mean, he looked like, he had so much relief over him. He looked like, well, finally it's over. I'm just going to put it out there, possibly, he felt the relief that, the Republicans were really pulling on him. I don't know. He just felt like, it was the old McCain back again.
I think the reason is they weren't mavericky enough for the presidency, and that is why they failed. I felt bad though. Sarah Palin started to cry, and that really hurt. I felt you have to be a strong woman to be Sarah Palin. I don't think that she was qualified for the position of vice president, but to have to endure all of that hate and all of that,
well, she just had so much media.
She had so much media, but you have to be a strong person to be able to handle that media. She laughed at herself, which is, I think the best thing you can do.
Now, do you think that the reason why McCain didn't win is
because of Palin? I think that Palin is a very big part of why.
Yeah, if he had Romney as his running mate, it would have been a different day.
It would have been
definitely.
I just feel like she wasn't experienced enough.
But as much as she's not experienced, and I'm fully supportive of Obama, he came from senator to president. He didn't have that much experience.
He had one term as senator, right?
Yeah. So, we can't judge.
That is true.
We can't judge experience, but we can judge maverick.
I think.
Good.
I think the nomination of Sarah Palin as the Republican vice president was like a strategic tool for the party to gain the Democratic votes that were going to go to a woman, Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
And it was all strategic, so she was just thrown out under the bus. She wasn't ready for the public life.
Do you think that also McCain might have picked Sarah Palin because she brought youth to him? You know what I mean?
That was definitely part of it. Definitely part of it.
Kind of like how Obama picked Biden because of his advantage of the country.
Yeah. I think that I feel really bad for Hillary Clinton, though. I can't imagine being Hillary Clinton, waking up as McCain became president, knowing she came so far, and then there goes Sarah Palin, slipping on in there, getting on in. It's all right. We still love you, Hillary.
We do.
Do you guys think that Sarah Palin's going to run for president in 2012?
I think it's a clear possibility. There's really not anybody in the GOP right now that can really stand that. Obviously, you'll have the old names. You'll have Mitt Romney. You'll have... I really don't think McCain will run again.
Yeah, I don't think he will.
Yeah, he'll be 76.
Pretty old.
Yeah. Reagan was 68 when he got elected in 1980.
Yeah, Reagan was losing it by the end.
Yeah.
By the end of his presidency, Reagan wasn't really president.
He was 73, right? When he got...
Who?
Reagan
was 69 when he got elected.
Who was that?
And then he was 73 when he got reelected.
Reelected, that's what it was. As far as his history being made, not only was this election going to be the first African American, but it was the first time that both of the candidates were senators. First time ever in American history that they were both senators. There was times where there was Lyndon B. Johnson, wasn't he?
Well, LBJ was a senator,
but
Texas,
he was elected. But this is the first time both of the candidates were senators. So.
It was just so historic. It really was.
I think it was one of the most historic elections since Washington. If you think about it, every time whoever won this election, history was going to be made. A black man as president or a woman as a vice president. And
100% right.
I wonder what they would think if Washington, Adams, Jefferson came back for coffee one day and was like, oh, look at my nation now.
And not even was his campaign so, one of the biggest campaigns in America, but it was so influential on celebrities, Oprah promoting Barack Obama. We have Will.i.am, who, because Obama won today, is going to be debuting a new song that he titled Yes We Can, which is Obama's slogan, Yes We Can. And one of the lines in the song, it says, it was the call of workers who organized, women who reached for the ballots, a president who chose the moon as our new frontier, and a king who took us to the mountaintops and pointed to the way to the promised land. Yes, we can to justice and equality. Yes, we can to opportunity and prosperity. Yes, we can heal this nation. Yes, we can repair this world. Yes, we can. So here he's just saying, anything is possible in this nation. And Barack Obama has brought us to that.
I can't believe it's the day after election.
Yeah, it feels weird.
I can't believe it. They've been doing this for years, like 2 years now, serious.
That's full 2 years,
serious campaigning. And
Barack hasn't been longer than 2 years. I feel like he knew from the beginning.
Barack is always.
I feel like he's always wanted. He's always knew. I feel like McCain the past 2 years. He's like, okay, yeah, you know what, I think I'm going to run for president. But I think
well, I mean, like, it was more. It was, for McCain, it was more so just trying to find some sort of resolution to what happened 8 years ago.
With Bush.
Yeah, if he had run 8 years ago, and let's say he beat Bush, we would have basically been seeing.
Why wouldn't he have run? You know what I mean? Like, he's been involved for so long.
Yeah.
Why hasn't he wanted to make a change before? Because we've been following the same policies for how long now?
People get desperate when they want things so bad.
Yeah.
I just feel bad for McCain because we said this earlier, how any Republican with, George Bush kind of, I don't even know the words to say, like how to describe it, but like he kind of messed up their election for him. Because everyone,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
First messing up the primary back in 2000.
You just see Bush and how bad he did, so they just want change. So they pick Barack Obama just for that one reason.
Definitely. I remember speaking to some of my friends. I said, "You're voting for McCain?" I said, "Yes." They said, "Do you like what Bush did?" I said, "No, I don't 100% agree with what Bush did, but that doesn't mean McCain's going to do the exact same thing."
He's like
that is the problem, is where we compare Bush and McCain, and sometimes it's hard to differentiate the two.
Yeah.
I don't know, but they had a speaker on C-SPAN that called in and said, I feel like the only reason Barack Obama got elected was for two reasons. One, because he was African American, and two, because there was no other choice. Nobody, if you didn't want McCain, it's like, all right, well, you vote for Barack. But, people are forgetting, like, Ralph Nader, like, you know what I mean?
The poor guy, he's been running for 40 years.
Last time I checked, he had
so many
575 votes for him, so good job, Nader.
People say it doesn't count. Like, it does count. I mean, you just look at how many states Obama switched from Republican to Democrat. Like, it does mean your vote does count, and I think that people are neglecting that, you know?
I personally didn't vote, and if I was going to, I probably would have voted for Ralph Nader. But, I mean, because it's a two-party system, it's essentially a two-party system, I feel that the Electoral College nulls the equity of my vote.
It does, especially in a state like New York, where
it's gonna
you can write in Mickey Mouse and it doesn't really matter. It's
exactly,
or blue.
And I think that definitely deterred a lot of people from voting. A lot of people I know that said, "Oh, I would vote McCain, but what's the point?"
Yeah,
I know that it's going to be a blue state.
Yeah.
So
another issue is with knowledge of politics.
Yeah.
And I feel like because Obama was so in the celebrity spotlight, that maybe that influenced, college students, to like look at it, like Little Bow Wow promoting Barack Obama, Angelina Jolie, George Clooney.
Lupe Fiasco at his concert.
Lupe Fiasco, exactly.
Barack Obama.
And I feel like that might have had like such a strong influence on college students, and they don't even really know politics. Maybe they're not knowledgeable, and I feel like maybe it's just cool to vote, like it's like a trend or something, and maybe that could have been an impact as well.
Now, what does that say for the system then? If uninformed people
Did
are
he
elected
vote or
president?
die?
Yeah.
Did he vote or die?
But then you look at a state like Iowa, where there's only 2% African Americans and 91% Caucasian, and still we won that 53-45.
Yeah.
We still won that state. I mean, so maybe it's not just a race issue, or you know what I mean? Like,
well, it's definitely a more issues-based election.
Yeah.
Especially after September, after what happened to Wall Street.
I think I was
people
able
start to think more.
I think I was able to determine which president was going to win before, because I watched football this Monday, and a little piece of advice that I heard is if the American Football League, like the AFL, wins a game the Monday night before election, Democrats will win, and the Steelers won.
So it comes down to football.
On Monday night. It comes down to football, ladies and gentlemen. American politics and football.
That's where it is.
Obviously, it's the American dream.
I mean, why do we vote? I mean, seriously.
Leave it all up to the football players. Let's go Jets, by the way.
Yeah.
Throwing out my team.
Well, how about Oprah Winfrey endorsing Barack Obama?
Oh, how about Oprah on stage with Obama's family?
Well, Oprah in the crowd was just.
So you had Obama's family, you had Biden's family, then
Oprah.
And Oprah. I don't care how much money she gave him or anything.
There's no way she should have done that.
It was family time.
Well, but she still played into a big thing of like, why he's now there.
Yeah.
Initially.
That is true.
Initially, so
So you think that Oprah.
someone like paying it forward almost, yeah.
You definitely think that Oprah helped Obama a lot?
I think that, a little bit. Yeah, I think they had this one study where her endorsement equated to like 1 million votes.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, what about Elizabeth Hasselbeck?
About-
She's from The View. She endorsed McCain.
Yeah.
So do you think that she helped or harmed?
Well,
I think she has enough
I don't like Elizabeth Hasselbeck.
I mean,
She's not as popular as Oprah.
Yeah, I mean, she still went on the stump for McCain, but I still think that, she still doesn't have the same drawing power as Oprah does.
She still should have been on the stage, bottom line.
Yeah.
We should not have
She was like, they showed a glimpse of the audience when Obama was giving his speech, and she was in there with the rest of them. She should have stayed there.
Yeah.
Like, no, don't go on stage. It's family time. Like, but
I think that there's a really smart first house now. Like Michelle Obama, I think she's one of the smartest Americans. Like she's so smart. Like have you ever heard her speak? Like her speeches are just, she blows me away. She's so intelligent. And then his kids are so cute.
yeah, maybe she could be the next
Yeah.
Hillary to Bill.
Obama, if you're watching, I can babysit. I have experience.
As far as this election went, do you think that it was more of an attack election? Like, we see a lot of the television ads on TV and how Obama's attacking McCain and McCain attacking Obama. Do you think that, it was a fair election?
I feel like you have to attack, though. I feel like you can't just be all about yourself. You have to put down your opponent in a way that it will benefit you. Because you can't just keep talking about yourself. You have to show their flaws.
I guess it's kind of like the Dukakis Bush back in...
What, 88?
Yeah, when, the tank ad.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
the tank ad?
Well, you had the tank ad, you had the Willie Horton.
Daisy.
Yeah, well, Daisy
Willie
was...
Horton.
Yeah, Willie
Daisy
Horton,
was back in the day. With the Willie Horton ad, and it was just misleading information,
Right.
but
It riles the base.
Yeah, Dukakis didn't defend himself, and he got slaughtered in the vote.
Well, he didn't think it was really that big of an issue because even the polls at the time still had him leading, and then bam, come election day, Bush still had a pretty sizable majority of the electoral vote.
So attack is definitely
Attack.
is definitely the way to go.
Yeah.
Also, while we're talking about McCain and Obama so much, what do you guys think Bush is doing right now? Think he's on a trip to Hawaii?
He gave Obama a call last night. I said, awesome,
He did. That's
awesome
You were
night.
there? You were there? No. I'm just kidding.
Me and Georgie boy?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, way back.
Yeah.
Sleeping.
Yeah,
Done.
Bush is sleeping in.
Bush is gone.
With January 20th?
January 20th.
29th. 29th is, so isn't it the
20th.
20th?
Yeah.
The last day.
He's definitely partying until then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing also that I noticed was like Facebook. How big of an impact, like
Oh my God.
MySpace
Their
and Facebook.
statuses,
Yeah,
bumper
it had this
stickers and
thing
everything.
where when you signed on, you could click I voted, and it said like
How many
crazy. It was like 4 million or 2
Why
million.
sort of like 5.5, something like that?
Yeah.
5.5 million people.
Yeah.
That just goes to show how it's impacted the college student,
Yeah.
so much, and just one network could really
Well,
branch out.
anything Facebook does, it's going to listen.
If it's on Facebook, it's official.
Yeah.
It's real.
It's real if it's on
She's
Facebook.
not in a relationship. It's not official.
Facebook, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Ex-girlfriends, new boyfriends. And stuff.
Yeah,
And politics.
Yeah.
But I heard there was 9 million new registered voters this year.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And they
awesome.
basically skewed the majority part to Obama. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was it? 72%?
Yeah.
72% of the new voters voted for Obama. Wow.
There was a lot of youth, right? It was
Yeah.
a ton of youth.
But that can also go back to the uneducated part. But at the same time,
Yeah, it could.
I mean, it's a toss-up.
It's a start, though. I mean,
Yeah,
we have to get
definitely.
students involved.
Yeah.
And
Well, I think, we talked about this yesterday, was you have to make sure that they know about certain deadlines that come up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
like 25 days before
Yeah.
the election, make sure you
And
get
they
your...
had all this promotion about,
absentee.
register to vote, but if you don't live where you're going to vote,
Yeah.
maybe that's
And
going
I
to be part
think
of the
they
process
should
of
make
marketing.
it easier to find out if you're registered and where you're registered.
Like online.
Online,
Right.
you can just easily access it because it took me a long time to find out where I was registered
Yeah.
because I know I registered, but I wasn't sure if I registered
Yeah.
here or back at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
I
should
sent in an
definitely...
absentee.
Yeah.
They should definitely have something maybe specific, like maybe this could be a bill that Obama puts up.
Yeah.
That, college students, they can just go to a certain poll. Like it's like different circumstances for college students, and you don't have to re-register in a different location. registration.
Yeah, that would
it's
be
not
so
as
easy.
easy.
That's a great idea.
And because we're so new to the system that we don't really know what's going on. So.
Yeah.
Well, when I went to vote yesterday, actually, I went there and they told me, you're not registered here. I said, excuse me. Like, I go home, which is only 15 minutes away. I said, you're not registered here. I said, well, can you call someone and see? I know I'm registered here. And I got scolded because I didn't change my address on the ballot or something. And so I couldn't go into exactly, like I couldn't go into the booth. I could still vote, but I had to like put it in some like envelope or something. Yeah, so I definitely think they need to like change that. But I guess in some states you can do it on the same day. You can register and vote on the day of the election.
I think that's the smartest thing.
Yeah,
I think there's
fair.
Like, I think that.
No, I think that's.
Well, I mean, it could be fair, but also people that might try to cheat the system too. I mean, especially if you have like, I can register and.
Oh, so like.
Yeah, if there's not like some sort of like backup to find out like look through if they are registered somewhere else and they just try to vote again.
Yeah, but they would know if they voted already. You know what I mean?
Well, the person would.
But
with the Board of Elections.
It's kind of like an acorn thing.
Have like a Florida scandal.
Just like that.
Well, because some states, for the acorn thing, some states require that they file everything regardless of if it's real or fake or everything like that. As long as somebody authorized it, I guess, you could say.
Yeah.
So that's why you had the big discrepancies for that. It is what it is.
Well, Obama's president, so I guess there's nothing we can do about it now.
Obama's done.
I don't know. I love Joe Biden, so Joe, love you. But yeah, don't make fun of me. Anyway, so do you guys want to move on to some campus news?
Sure.
All right. Tonight, what was it, at 8 to 10 p.m.
It's the Relay for Life kickoff.
Relay for Life kickoff.
We're in the ballroom.
This event is just kind of showing students what Relay for Life is. It's raising money for cancer, and in I believe it's March, there's an overnight in the RAC where all student groups, fraternities, student association, there's about 200, and 60, I believe, funded student association groups on campus, but, a good majority of them come out and they sleep overnight, and there's always somebody from the group walking around the track at all times, and each group raises money for Relay for Life.
Yeah, my sorority does it every year, and we have a blast. It's not just like doing it, like you're doing it to like help people, but you're also you're having such a good time. It's so worth it.
It really is such a great cause. High school students do it. Everyone does it. It's a great thing to do.
People break games. They pitch tents. Sleeping bags. Like it's really like a bonding experience.
It's like one big party with all your friends. It's a cause. So
great food
great.
too. They have great food, sausage and like pizza. I know, I love food. I eat all the time. But and then what else do we have? Oh, as far as safety goes on campus, we really have to don't walk alone. Like I'm being like dead serious, and especially as like a girl, I don't even walk over to Empire.
Like I live downtown, and there's so many cops like all over now, but like. Don't walk alone, guys. Like, I know you guys are big, bad, and tough, but, you guys are the biggest, baddest, toughest guys I ever met.
Goes without saying.
But, you might be strong, but you walking alone against two guys with knives, just be safe. It's not worth it. Albany's already in loss, and we're in mourning Richard Bailey, and I don't want to see another one of my students, my peers. I don't want to hear about that. That hurts me. It hurts our family. So please be safe.
If you haven't heard, we lost a student. His name's Richard Bailey. He was a senior here. He's 22 years old from New York, which is on Long Island. And he was walking down the street. We don't know the exact, details, but it just goes to show anything can happen. Don't walk alone. They're actually having a Richard Bailey scholarship fund, which they want to include as the 2009 class gift and $25,000. So that's what they're trying to make that as. So definitely be
no one's
safe,
invincible.
guys.
Like we all think we walk around like we're Superman because we don't think it can happen to us. And this just shows you that nobody is perfect and anything can happen. So please be careful, Albany.
I mean, we have the blue lights on campus, and didn't you say?
I think they're supposed to be installing some downtown.
They do have
them.
They do have them right now.
Well, they have them on Alumni Quad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know St. Rose has theirs all around Lake Park and Ontario.
Oh, I do that
Yeah.
anyway.
And but say we were down there,
Yeah.
and then something got this thing happened. Everyone's allowed to use those, right?
Yeah.
Even though we're not.
Yeah,
Even-
it goes right to their, for St. Rose it goes to Camp Security, or for a student it goes up to University Police.
Okay.
So.
So you're
That's
safe.
good. And we have a lot of safety committees. I'm a part of the Senate of Student Association, and we have a committee coming that met, I believe, 2 nights ago about safety on campus. So people are doing things about this. So if you're worried, we'll come to you on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I'll let you guys know, when there's meetings, if you guys are interested in attending and putting in your say into these safety committees.
What's the name of the committee?
I think it's
Safety and
health,
Wellness. Or something
health,
like that?
yeah, I think it's Health, Safety, and Wellness Committee. So we'll get back to you on that
And
one.
then Albany has the Don't Walk Alone program.
Yeah.
Which is a great program.
Definitely. So we want everyone to be safe.
On a
happy note.
on a happy note,
Yeah.
Madonna and
Madonna and Guy Ritchie.
Oh no.
We
What's
want
not a happy
I'm not happy for
Yes,
Guy Ritchie.
For A-Rod.
Oh, I guess so.
Now you're gonna get with Madonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
50-something years old.
I'm a Met fan, so I'm Team Guy Ritchie.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry.
It's okay.
I don't know how messy that divorce is gonna be. With all that money and who gets what.
Well, I'm not sure if they had a prenup or not for that.
They didn't have a
They
prenup.
didn't
For
have
10
one.
years, they didn't have a prenup.
And that's
Wow.
like 100 years.
They should listen to Kanye West.
That's
Gold digger?
Gold digger.
Well, in case Guy Ritchie was the gold digger, I'm sure. I'm sure
Hey,
Madonna
probably
was.
was the case.
It was the case.
Yeah.
He's a kept man.
Madonna's hot. Like, I'm
Right? She's like 50-something years old.
Yeah.
Good for Guy Ritchie.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Not anymore.
He's like 10 years
Not
younger
anymore.
than her.
I mean, she was getting with Justin Timberlake in the Super Bowl, so I mean, no,
Yeah.
just kidding. Not really, but
Yeah.
kind of
yeah.
Kind of sort of. Maybe.
At best, she's flaky.
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 Oh my.
Madonna's flaky.
Oh no.
I like to elaborate on
Yeah.
that.
No, no. Yeah.
I'm on a Madonna.
Clearly, something loud is going on in the campus center.
Albany.
Well, according to College Board, the average published cost of annual tuition and fees at a private four-year college is $25,143 a year.
A year?
Which is up 5.9% from last year.
Wow.
ridiculous.
So we should all be grateful we go to SUNY school.
Yeah.
Because we're
Well,
saving our
Albany
friends.
now, even though the cost might not be that much, I just heard that to get in, you need at least a 1,200 on your
On
SATs
SATs.
and a 3.5 in high school. So
Yeah.
glad I got in when I
Is
did.
that 1,200, is that 1,600 or 24?
Oh.
Well,
I guess I'm
actually-
doing it based off of the 1,600 because that's
Yeah.
what I took.
I know.
But it's like
1,200.
in like roughly,
So
it's
probably
1,600 to a 1,200 to a 1,600, so whatever that means out of 2,400.
I think they just take off the writing. So whenever you
Yeah.
have the critical reading and the math, I think that's how it goes.
Well, that's crazy.
It is.
Right?
I don't know
I
if
definitely would have gotten in now.
any college student taking the MCATs or any of those standardized
Oh, the
tests, the
LSATs.
LSATs, like, good luck. Like, I'm so, like, I could never do that again. I could not take a standardized test. I can't. I don't think standardized tests show who I really am.
I think they're starting to realize that, though, that standardized tests aren't everything. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, but
it's definitely not everything.
Because some people are bad test takers.
I'm a horrible
some people,
test taker.
yeah,
I
you're
couldn't
doing yours.
I couldn't do the SATs. If any of you ever saw that movie Perfect Score, it was
Oh,
a long
yeah.
time ago. It wasn't a great movie.
SATs?
Yeah, she
Oh, I
was in
would
the
do that
room
in a
and she
second.
couldn't
Oh, I
fill in
love
the answers, and I was watching it thinking, wow, they videotaped my SAT taking. Like, I couldn't fill in the answers. I got so scared. I can't.
What about with a critical reading? Do you ever read something on the SATs and you're just like, oh my god,
Yeah.
what did I just read? Now I answer the questions. That's what's
Their
going on.
vocabulary.
I think I just felt really dumb.
Yeah,
I felt really
The
dumb.
SATs and you're just like, I've been in school for how long?
And
And I didn't know what his
what
answer
this
was.
means.
I think in Albany thinking that SATs would mean something, like, you took the SATs, blah, 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 like, it doesn't have anything to do with
Yeah.
me in classes.
It really doesn't. It just.
No, not at all.
But the most expensive private school is Sarah Lawrence College in Bronxville, New York, which is $32,416. That's without room and board.
Wow, so that's just
Big money.
tuition.
That's just tuition.
Big money.
That's yeah.
Big money for
2
4
years here.
It's a
with
four, it's an
tuition.
all-girls school too, right, Sarah Lawrence?
Yeah.
I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
private schools.
That
I
is,
have a friend that goes there.
SUNY's just not doing a pretty good
Right?
job.
I know it's not people can afford it.
I know. I I could never. I feel like it's a waste of money. Like, you're just getting a bachelor's degree. Like, why are you gonna?
Yeah.
I mean, unless you want to be like a doctor or a lawyer and you know the direction you want to go in.
Yeah.
But.
And it's unfair. What if you just don't have the money? Yeah.
Well, actually, if you don't have the money, some schools such as Harvard, Princeton, and Yale.
Well, yeah, it was a great thing.
They, out of their foundation, a lot of their foundations have billions and billions of dollars in their endowments. They actually, if you make, I think it's like $30,000 or less, you pay the equivalent of like a community college education, like $2,500 instead of $30,000.
And actually,
there is it's a sliding scale of how that works.
That's wow.
So
even though it's
great for
the price of Hudson Valley Community College.
Right, at the lowest, yeah.
They definitely should have like interventions and stuff about that because I'm pretty sure none of us.
I would apply to Harvard.
Stanford, here we come.
Yeah.
Those big schools.
I know.
Let's talk about how Mother Nature is confusing me recently. These past few days have been
with the weather.
with the weather.
Oh my God.
They've been beautiful. I'm not complaining, but last week when I was in the snow,
Slushing.
Yeah.
Last night, we heard this whole rally. The fire alarm goes off in Dutch Tower, and fire trucks outside. I'm like, okay, I know Obama won, but like, is this necessary? You know? So I come outside, fire trucks are blaring, whatever, and all of a sudden I hear everybody to the podium, to the podium. So we all come, me and my roommates, we get our cameras out. You know, like history is being made right now. We go over to the podium, there's hundreds of people screaming, Obama 08, Obama 08, you know, and it was just like crazy. And I was walking, I was like, only in a sweatshirt, and I was like, wow, you know.
It's bigger than the Giants.
I can't believe it.
Was it? When I went out to Colonial.
I don't know, I don't think, it wasn't like that downtown. I know last year with the Giants winning downtown, I live right by Professor Barley's, and the streets were rioting, so it wasn't like that, but Obama had a pretty big impact. People were popping champagne. It's great. It's like New Year's.
Realize happy for Obama.
Yeah.
He was endorsing Obama, too.
It's like New Year's. Last night I really felt like I was like watching TV, like the final hours, and then...
But I was confused, okay, like... I know it was around like 11 o'clock.
11, yeah.
I think you said the same thing that, you know, California didn't come in yet, and a couple other states didn't come in yet, and all of a sudden it just said Barack Obama, president-elect. I was like, okay, wait, so does this mean that he won? Or are they just saying that he's one of the elected candidates? Like, I was so confused, and then I called my mom, I'm like, Mom, did he win?
Because he had more than two, there was more than two.
He won with 338 at the final.
He won
Florida. They're still waiting for a few more states to finally call in.
Right now, they're still waiting? Like Alaska?
No, Alaska's red.
Some of the battleground states that are last.
Montana, surprisingly, might be turning blue.
So, wow.
So this really brought change to America.
It really
did.
did.
Red and blue is being scattered all over. We're going to see a lot of
Even if you weren't
purple.
Even if you weren't an Obama supporter, you saw change. Like, I'm sure the Republicans had serious changes with, you know, after Bush, they're trying to create a new Republican image. Yeah.
Now, thinking about this, how do you think this is going to influence the next campaign? Like the next, you know...
Getting over this campaign right now.
I don't even know
stretching out to this
one.
I think it definitely depends on how these terms go. If he lives up to what he said, I definitely see a continuation of what's happening right now, but we don't know if it was true or if it was a smoke screen.
My friend said to me, my friend's a Republican, and she's like, you know what, as long as if Obama proves me wrong, then I'll be okay. Then great. Like,
he just has to bring change.
Yeah, if he proves Republicans wrong and shows me as the Democrats like he is serious, then I think we're gonna have a good economy again, everything.
The whole country turning blue.
Whole country turning blue.
He's still a politician at the end of the day.
I know, exactly.
Espoused values.
But they were saying on TV, like when he was speaking, how you know, he just has this trust about him. You know, and I said it myself to my roommate last night. He was talking, and I was like, you know what, I just trust him, you know.
He's a good public speaker.
Yeah, and I don't know, I just have really good vibes about Obama, and hopefully he proves me right.
Yeah.
I hope so. I really do. I hope Biden does a good job. I hope he does a good job.
I think so. You know, it's something Biden always wanted, you know.
I know.
So. Aww. Yay. I love Biden. Yay. Good job, guys.
Do you really think he's gonna propose this $200 million income tax, though? break, I hear a lot of people saying that he only, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like $200.
That he was only saying this just so he got elected president, that he might not actually.
There's things that can't propose. It
Yeah.
has to go through Congress,
and
be
everything.
submitted with the budget.
Yeah. So do you really think it's going to happen?
It's a possibility.
Because I feel like that's why a lot of people voted for Obama, just for that one
But
reason.
98% of the candidates, 90% of what they say, they actually follow through.
Yeah, that is
You know what I
true.
mean? Like, if you
Yeah.
look in the past, like, that's just how it is. Like, they usually what they put in their plan, that's what they do. You know, so, and if he doesn't, then he's going to have a lot of haters.
Yeah,
Almost like, with Bush back in the
Definitely.
day, read my lips, no new text, and then 2 years later.
Yeah, I was actually just about to say.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go see the movie W, though.
It was-
Yeah,
I
intriguing.
like it.
I heard mixed reviews, so
I heard it was really, really bad, and then I heard it was, like,
yeah,
awesome.
right? You did, I don't
So
know.
it's in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just shows George Bush's
It's
life,
definitely
right? Like,
It was. I mean, I enjoyed it. It was enjoyable fare.
It was an enjoyable-
Yeah, enjoyable.
Isn't enjoy it. Maybe I'll wait till like rent it. One of those.
Surrender?
The red box.
rest-
The red box.
The Red Box movie.
Yeah, but I think, like, now seeing it after the election, we can make, like, I don't know, I think that after seeing the results of the election, it can kind of influence the movie, you know?
Yeah.
Influence how you look at the movie.
Paradigm.
Yeah,
Politics and stuff, yeah.
yeah,
I
definitely.
agree.
Well, guys, we're just about wrapping up
I
now.
can't wait to see Saturday Night Live.
Yeah,
me too.
Should be interesting. No more Tina Fey or
Be
Sandra
safe,
Bullock.
Albany.
Yeah, definitely. Be safe, guys.
It's
And
the world premiere.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
great.
world
Thank you for
premiere.
Thanks for watching.
We'll be on tomorrow, same time. Same
9:30.
place.
Be there.
Go to class.
Yeah.